John Martinez here with First Choice Business Brokers, where we help business owners sell their businesses and we help potential buyers find the right fit, the right business for them to purchase. Today, I want to talk about one of the 7 ways to really increase the value of a business if you are considering or even in the process of selling it. And this is all about documentation of systems and processes. Now, this is really important because most business owners, most Main Street businesses that are sold are owner operated. And all of these systems and processes, for the most part, live in the owner's head and live in the heads of the different staff members. And really, when somebody new comes on board, the owner or another staff member just trains that person. But there's really not much, if anything at all, documented. Now, this is a problem. The reason why this is a major problem and why it can decrease the value of a business if you don't have these processes documented, and why it increases it so much if you do, is it really just all comes down to your likelihood of success, right? If somebody buys your business, one of the major concerns they're going to have are, hey, can I run this thing? Can I operate it at least as good as the previous owner? Or am I going to get into trouble, lose my investment, and watch this thing tank? It's a huge fear that can keep people from pulling the trigger at all. And again, the reason why this is so important is I want you to think about franchises. When we think about franchises like McDonald's or Taco Bell or anything like that, they're very attractive and they sell for very high dollar because the likelihood of success is huge. You know, it doesn't really matter who you are or what natural skill set you bring into that business. All that really matters is, hey, we've got this playbook, we've got this guidebook, we've got a handbook. Can you just follow it? Can you follow the directions? Can you do what we tell you to do? Because if you can be a successful franchise owner. And this is why anyone could walk out of, let's say, a CPA firm and run a massive fast food giant that's doing, hundreds of thousands or even 7 figures a month in business selling $5, $6 burgers. The chance of success has nothing to do with the new owner's skill sets. They don't have to be special. They don't have to be magic. They don't have to be necessarily even an entrepreneur or a very savvy business person. They just have to follow the directions. So you want your business to feel like a franchise. You want to have established systems and processes to give the potential buyer the feeling, the confidence that they can walk in and run the business at least as good as you are. So the numbers that they're really using to determine the value of the business at least stay the same or grow. So the good news is this. If you don't have any systems or processes at all, it's not difficult. You don't have to go, you can, but you don't have to go and spend $50,000 to have a company come in and document everything for you. This could be as simple as a free Dropbox account to store some files and your cell phone. Here's how to do it. Here's the easiest way to do it. Of course, you could use bullet points and write everything out and this and that, but honestly, if you want to, you can just go to each employee or look at each process. If it's a one-man show and you do everything, you could just film or screen record yourself doing that task and walking through it. For example, I've got a number of businesses. One is a business I purchased about a year ago, and we produce posters and all this kind of stuff for high schools and their sports teams. And one thing that wasn't at all documented was the graphic artist position. And this was a big fear of mine because if that graphic artist got sick or took a vacation, business would stop. We would be producing no more posters or graphics or anything like that. So we simply said, hey, listen, here's what I need you to do. Just go about your day. What are the 3 or 4 major things you do? And she said, we produce posters, I do these ads, I do programs for the sports and for tournaments and things like that. I said, okay, those 4 major things. Here's what I want you to do. Just next time each one of those comes up, just hit record, screen record your screen, and I just want you to talk through it. So she would do, let's say, a poster, and she'd hit record on her computer, which would record the contents of the screen plus her voice. And now every computer has this, or you could get free software, or you could just set up your cell phone and do this. It doesn't really matter. It's just the point is that the information was being recorded. And she just said, okay, I'm going to go here and I'm going to click here. And you got to pay attention to this because sometimes these files get a little wonky and you have to pull them from here and you're going to want to double check this. And then if I want to adjust the color, I do this. And here's where I'm going to pull these schedules from and this from and that from. And she just for a couple of days while doing these key components, these key processes, documented that way. Now, if you take those recordings, you don't have to clean them up. You don't have to edit them. You can just label what they are and drop them in a Dropbox folder or put them on a thumb drive. Doesn't matter, but it's as simple as that. Really, all you need is a cell phone. You could walk around your business with, let's say, an iPhone, hit record and say, hey, Brittany, let's talk about what you're doing. Walk me through it step by step as if I was a brand new employee and you had to teach me how to do your job. And that is it. So if you are thinking about selling your business, or maybe even in the process of selling it, maybe you're trying to sell your business, but you're not having any success doing it, especially if you're a one-man show and people are afraid to step in and take over for you, go ahead and document everything. Now, the beauty of this is whether you sell your business or not, it's now so much easier to operate. Let's say you are a 1 or 2 person business, maybe a 5 or 10 person business, doesn't matter. If you want to get rid of one of the duties you're doing, now you've got a training manual for someone to take over and do it for you. You may even be able to hire a virtual assistant or someone from overseas to do the simplest tasks, and now they're off your plate and you have more time to enjoy, right? Again, this is going to increase the value of your business. Maybe you have an employee who quits, and instead of you having to retrain that employee, now this set of videos or this written guideline or outline, that can serve as the training document. So here's my best advice to you. If you do not have your systems and processes documented, go ahead and do it. It almost takes no additional time at all because all you have to do is record the work you and your team are already doing, right? You don't have to do it off hours. It's not extra stuff. Just simply document as you go. Now, maybe you'll slow down a little bit. Maybe this will take you a tiny bit of extra time, but it will be worth it regardless of if you sell your business or not. But if you are selling your business, it's going to make it more valuable and it's going to make it a lot easier to find a buyer who's comfortable with taking over. This is John Martinez with First Choice Business Brokers. Hey, if you are considering buying a business or selling yours, there's probably a link to a website or something around this recording where you can find out more information about both those things, selling a business or just browse the businesses that are listed and see if any tickle your fancy. John Martinez signing out. Bye-bye.